So here we are again. We're going to do another self-defense technique. This one is the first. Numero uno, delayed sword. Now, there are a couple ways to look at the attack for delayed sword. I actually learned it as a punch, to be honest. I know it's for a lapel grab. It's that way on the Kenpo web of knowledge for a reason, and I get that. But to be honest, you could work it as a punch. It's going to tie in later with some of the techniques you're going to learn later on down the road. Or you could do it as a lapel grab. It really doesn't matter. From the standpoint of learning it as the first technique in the art, it kind of makes sense to do it as a lapel grab just to get the timing down on it, because then the twin to it, Sword of Destruction, which we're going to discuss here after this one, yeah, that's going to kind of make more sense, at least from a timing standpoint, but we'll kind of talk about that here in a moment. So, delayed sword. So, the reason why I would teach delayed sword at this point is because it has the same timing, more or less, as the one that we talked about before. That would be Captured Twigs. It's got the stance, the beginning stance to settle your base. You attack or counter or whatever. You do a cat stance, attack, and then you go back out, attack. So essentially your stance changes are practically the same. And for the sake of continuing that rhythm, if you will, that path of knowledge, however you want to put it, it just kind of makes sense. So as they grab or as they're going to punch you in the face, you step back, increasing your distance, or bringing them to you with either a check or a check up here with the arm to keep it with you, or a check down here. Now, you're going to start with an inward block. Now, the thing about blocks is they can be used for a defensive move, or they can be used as offensive. In this case, it's a little of both. In fact, in most cases, it's a little of both. But for the sake of argument, for the block, you're going to step back. As you step back, you're going to grab. You're going to bring this hand up, like you're bringing your palm to look at it, and then bring it out as if you had a pen in your hand and you were going to jam it into something. So you step back, hit, step to that cat stance, kick as a front kick, chop. Now front kick, we're going to go into on the basics. But essentially with the front kick at the cat stance, you bring your knee up, extend it, kick with the ball of your foot, and then bring it back down. As you bring it back down, you're going to do that outward chop kind of like sword and hammer. So essentially grab, inward block, step back cat stance, kick, chop. That's really it. So as far as this kind of being ahead of what we've discussed on the basics, some of the weapons involved, we're going to kind of cover that, but essentially that's all a front kick is. Bring your knee up, you extend it, you kick with the ball of your foot, where you would normally step on the ball there, curl your toes back, and hit whatever soft target you want to hit. Typically that's the groin. And then as you step back down, it's just like sword and hammer. You're bringing that hand sword from this position out. Do not cock it, do any of these big circles, which we'll kind of talk about later. That's really it. It's delayed sword. Later.